What's up, YouTube? George the Silver Hunter back with kind of an eclectic coin roll hunt. We just went to a bank, and the first teller we got, we basically said, what do you have behind the counter? What can you put together? And we got this mishmash of bank-wrapped quarters, dimes, some customer rolls, what looks to be like some search halves, but we're going to look at them anyway. This should be a lot of fun. Let's get into it. Okay, well, let's take a closer look at what we have. We have 2 customer wrap rolls of quarters. We have, looks to be 3 rolls of Loomis quarters, and I can tell we have some 2020s in there. We have 1 Loomis dime roll. We've got a customer wrap roll. We've got, what is this, 3, 6, 7, 8. We have 9 customer wrapped, or rewrapped as this looks to be. Like I said, we're gonna search them anyway. Rolls of $50. And this was a box that was thrown together of all of the Loomis rolls of quarters that the tellers had behind their counters. They didn't want to go into the vault, but it is a $500 box of quarters. It looks like it's a good mixture of 2020s and some just sort of random circulated rolls. So I do have some that are current 2020s on both ends, so I know we're going to have some completely uncirculated rolls in here. This should be a fun hunt. Let me get set up and we'll get into it. So we are going to start with the $50. I'm not expecting much. This is the only one that has any hope of having anything in it. So I figured we'd do this one together. We've got some shiny rims. I don't see any silver in there. So I tell you what, we're going to go off camera real quick. It'd be nice if we have some finds. We probably won't, but I will bring you in if we do happen to find anything. In all likelihood, it'll end up being a DDO, DDR, or perhaps an NIFC. So let me check these things out. I'll bring you in at the first find. So in that very first roll, I'll bring you in. This is a 1971D. It does not look like it's a DDO, but I don't know. I could use some help from you guys in the audience. Is this what you would call like a die clash? You can see the elevated sort of raised metal, like the E is partially missing. I've just never, it's like almost a halo around the top of Kennedy's head here. Now this 71 is not in great shape. I'm just curious what you would call this. We've got a little bit of potential we'll call it DDO-ness here in the eye. I don't see anything else on the rest of it. But just curious, what is this called? This looks very, very strange to me. I don't think I've ever seen a $50 that looks like that. So let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. On my second roll of these obviously repacked Brinks rolls, and there was a 2004 S proof buried in there. So maybe these aren't searched. They just, that to me, that when one end is open like that, that means there's another coin roll hunter out there who went through these and repackaged them. And I mean, maybe that's the case and they don't care about proofs and NIFCs and stuff. I mean, when I first flipped it over, I thought it was an NIFC. And then I noticed that it had an S mint mark. So that is pretty cool. So we are definitely looking through these rolls with a little bit more excitement. I will also tell you guys there were a bunch of these kind of, apologies for the brightness of this, but a bunch of these really nice looking 1996 Ps. So that seems to be also mixed up in here. There were probably 8 of those in that last roll. So I'm going to keep going. Hopefully we have more finds to bring you in on. Very next customer wrap roll. And we land on a 1977 S. Let's see if I can zoom in on that a little bit better. Look at that, 1977 S proof. Unreal. So that's 2 proofs and what looks like searched rolls. Not in great shape, but hey, it's a proof. I will take it all day long. All right, back to the hunt. Very same roll, like 2 coins later, we found a 1971D. I'm gonna take you over, well, there it is under the scope. I'm gonna take you over to the computer because I'm just struggling to get it while I'm holding the camera. So let me move over and we'll do a screen capture from the computer. Okay, so we have this 1971D under the scope. Sorry for not being able to capture this with my phone properly, but there's just lots of weirdness going on with this 1971. And I may be monkeying with the focus here, but there's a lot of spread on, you can see the R, the U. This doesn't look to me like a traditional kind of DDO, but there's just a ton of spread. Even on the E, you can see over here, it doesn't look like a machine doubling, and that it stays when you move, when I move the coin. So it's not, this is not a lighting effect, if you will. Even on the 7, if we look at it, you can see doubling on the 7 here. There's an extra bit here, and you can see some 7 here. Even when I get over here to the In God We Trust, and I'll have to monkey with the focus a little bit, but we've got double serifs on the D. I think if I can get the focus just right, you can even see some doubling on the N. Like right there. You can see the N is doubled here. The serif, it's a little tough to see with this focus. Let me see if I can move it around a little bit. Maybe there we go. You can see here, there's a little bit of doubling here on the inside. Even the O's got a little bit of doubling. Again, the 9 has some interesting shadowing going on. So does the 1. The L looks a little off. I'm trying to remember what else I saw on here. There's definitely doubling on the Y. Let me bring that around here so you guys can see that. So I may have to monkey with the focus, but you can see here we even got doubling on the Y here at the top. So there's no doubt that to me that this is a DDO. I don't know if this is, you know, which coin this is on Variety Vista or PCGS, but let me know in the comments down below. Is this a pretty cool DDO? This is the most clear example of a 1971 DDO I've ever found. It has tons of markers on it. So anyway, I'm going to get back to the hunt. We're going to get back over to my regular camera and get you guys off the computer. A couple more rolls in, we found us another 1971, and it looks like another DDO. You can see here, up here, and all in the N here, doubling. Now I haven't looked at the rest of the markers on the coin, but that is very clear doubling to me. This has been just an unbelievable bunch of brinks, which appears to be rewraps. So I'm going to count this as a DDO. Again, if you think I'm wrong, let me know down in the comments. Here on our very last roll of those brinks customer wraps or rewraps, and we did find a 2005 D marked and Ring of Death NIFC. Not exciting, but it's a find. Okay, so we are done going through the half dollars, and for a real quick recap, we did have 2 S-proof coins, circulated Clad. We did have 3 1971D DDOs. Again, please let me know down in the comments if you disagree with my assessment. And we did find 1 busted 2005 NIFC. We're going to put those aside, and we're going to move into these 2 lonely rolls of dimes. I'm not too hopeful, as with the last set, that we're going to find anything, but let's jump into these dimes, see what we have. So we opened that customer wrap roll. There was nothing earlier than 1966. We did have quite a number of 2020s. I've separated them by year so I can go through them and look for DDOs and DDRs. I don't do a lot of dimes, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking for yet, so I figured I'd sort them. But I wanted to open this roll live on camera since it's the only roll I have, just in case there was silver in it, and I don't see any. I do see lots of shiny edges, so I'm guessing we're going to have some 2019s and 2020s, but I don't see anything that looks silver. This guy looks a little murky here. I'm going to go ahead and pull him out. Can't read the date. Let me put it under the scope. Hang on. It's actually a 2020p. That is an awful shape for being a 2020p. Okay, well, I don't see anything in here of interest, so let me sort them and I'll bring you back in. So this is actually pretty cool. I didn't even get a chance to start sorting them. I was just kind of throwing them in a pile over here, and 1 coin popped out. We have a 1979S proof Clad dime. That's pretty cool. I don't think I have any, I've really not searched many dimes, but this would be my first, I think, proof Clad dime I've ever found. So we're gonna put that up there on the board as a find, and I'm gonna get back to sorting these. Well, we went through all those dimes. We checked for RPMs, DDRs, DDOs, and we found nothing. So our one find for the dimes is this lonely 1979S proof. I will take it. It's Clad, it's not silver, but I'll still take it. Next, we're gonna go through our loose bankroll dollars that came from the teller, and then we will get into that big box that we had. So we're gonna go through these 5 first and then jump into that box. So we are on that first customer wrapped roll, and we found a 2008 Arizona with the partial cactus leaf, I guess we'll call it variety, where it's covering up some of the creator initials. So we'll call this one a find. It's not a great looking coin, but it is a variety. So in roll 3 of those first 4 rolls, we only found one additional coin, and it's just a bicentennial. It's not in great shape. I just keep all of these that I find. But in roll 4, the second coin out of the chute was a pretty decent looking W. It's got some scratches, but it's nicer than any of the other ones I have. And this is an American Memorial Park. This is, I think, my 3rd W ever, 2019. Pretty nice. I got another whole roll to go, so of just these first 5. So let's hope we find some more W's. And I can already see we've got some 2020s in this roll. So this last roll of those 5 looked to be all uncirculated of the new tall grass. So let's hope we can find a W in here, because these do look completely uncirculated. Man, I hope I find one in there. It's a good looking roll. Okay, well that last roll was entirely 2020 Philadelphia coins. So now we're gonna get into this box. I have not checked for W's, but I do know that we've got some completely uncirculated rolls mixed in with some circulated rolls. So this should be a pretty interesting hunt. I'm gonna dive in and I will bring you in at our first find. So we are 5 rolls in. We have a 1965 under the scope, and I think this is probably machine doubling, but I thought I would bring it up here. One of the DDRs is strong doubling on the $quarter, and you can see it pretty clearly here on the QUARTER. It continues all the way through to the D. It reminds me a little bit of machine doubling, so if you are an expert on these 1965s, let me know. There's a little bit of doubling up here within the United States bit, but it doesn't carry through all of the letters. So again, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Did I just find me a 1965 DDR, or is it nothing? So we are on roll 16. I have been pulling mostly rolls that have been obviously uncirculated and kind of just reorganizing them. So I haven't been pulling them in any specific order out of the box, but I can tell you this is roll 16. And finally, we have a sight for sore eyes. We have what appears to be an uncirculated tall grass prairie 2020. Look at that beautiful V75 with the W. I've literally gone through 15 to 16 rolls of the marsh billies and these tall grass, and this is the first non-P mint mark coin that I have seen, and it is so exciting. So second W of the hunt, and my first uncirculated, or barely uncirculated. Let me get through a few more of these, and I hope to find another one and bring you in, but I can tell you most of the rest of the box, as far as I can tell, will be circulated stuff. So we may not find any more 2020 W's unless they're mixed into a circulated roll. All right, so it has been a little while since I have brought you guys in. Along the way, I have found a whole bunch of bicentennials, which again, I've just kind of kept on the side. I did find 2 homesteads. This one just came out of the most recent roll, which looks like it's roll 46. Yeah, I think it's roll 46. And it is one of the DDOs, the various DDOs. You can see the window has been doubled. Let me see if I can show you with my mouse here. Right there. So that is a it's a DDR on this particular coin. And the other one I found, I think it's the leaky bucket variant or variety. And I got to get it just right here in the light. If I understand the leaky bucket. We've got like a little bit of a, I don't know if it's a die crack or a die clash that's causing this. I'm going to just double check that one on Variety Vista. But they're both the 2015 Homestead quarter. Outside of that, we haven't found a whole lot. It's been real slow going. So we're going to get through roll 46 through 50 here and then probably just do a wrap up. Well, we've made it through all of the coins. So to wrap everything up, remember all the way back to the beginning, we found 2 circulated Clad proofs. We found 3 1971D DDOs. We found an NIFC 2005, looks like Denver. When we got into those dimes, we found a 1979S proof, Clad proof. We did find 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 bicentennial quarters. We found that questionable 1965 DDR. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments what you think. We did find a DDR Arizona. We found a leaky bucket and a standard DDR in the window variety on the 2015 Homestead coin. And the star of the show, we did find a 2019 W. Which one was it? It was the American Memorial Park. And we found a really, really, really nice 2020 Tallgrass Prairie W. So that about wraps it up. That was a lot of fun. That was there was a bunch of money. I don't know, it was $650 or so worth of random change from the bank. So it was a lot of fun. I hope you had fun watching the video. Leave me a comment down below if you want to comment on any of the coins I found. If you want to know what DDOs and DDRs I'm looking for, happy to share that info. Please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you get that bell so you get notifications. And I hope you become a friend of the channel and continue to watch the content that I'm putting out. I hope you had fun, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.